There's one ALT. Okay, tea time. Here's some tea for you. I've blocked them so many times. Oh, it makes me so uncomfortable. Happy New Year, everyone. My New Year's resolution is to be more pessimistic this year so that my expectations for the year remain realistic. So yeah, we're gonna start off 2021 on my channel with a rant. Yes! If you guys remember, in the summer, I posted a video of things I hate about Japan and the JET program. It was around the time my air conditioner was broken and I was just in a very hateful place. And I was comparing things in that video in order to measure how strong my hate for said things were to the Japanese summer sun. Well, it's winter now, bitch. It's cold. So we're gonna make a part 2. Because some days it's too cold to sleep and I need to vent. So let's get started on that. If you're new to my channel, then be sure to subscribe. I post content about JET in Japan every week, so yeah, exciting stuff. Also, this was one of the videos that my patrons voted for on my Patreon account, so if you guys are interested in helping me choose my upcoming videos, then check that out, link is in the description. The format of this video is basically going to be the same as the last one, except instead of comparing things to whether I hate them more or less than Japanese summer sun, I'm going to compare them to whether I hate them more or less than the Japanese freezing winter. And we're gonna go right in there with straight guys on Tinder. So in Japan, apparently Tinder is marketed as an app to make friends on. And as a result, I match with a lot of nice seeming gentlemen and we'll chat for a while and I'll be like, oh yes, here we go, this is it, it's working out, good chat. And then I'll realize, oh, it's a straight boy.
I am not gay. I am not gay.
I actually have completely stopped using Tinder. It's happened so often. I'm not going to translate every single bio that I'm swiping on to check. That's so much effort. But do I hate it more or less than the Japanese winter? It's less, because there are other apps. Okay, the next thing is JET related, and that's in the school scenario, and that is a lack of communication at your school. In my first year, my supervisor was very on it with kind of telling me everything, any announcement, anything that might maybe be relevant to me or I might find interesting. But now, as the years have gone on, people just kind of assume I know what's going on. But I haven't learned Japanese and they know I don't speak Japanese.
I don't understand. I don't understand, bitch. I don't understand.
Recently, when we had a case of coronavirus in our school, I only found out because I went out of my way to ask someone like, yo, what was that random ass meeting in the middle of the day all about? And I'm just like, maybe someone should have told me this. Maybe people shouldn't wait for me to ask about things like this. So, but even like everyday little things, I don't know what's going on, I don't know what's coming up, but I'm gonna say I hate it less than the Japanese winter because I'm very good at compartmentalizing, I think, and like when I leave school and I leave work, I also leave all that stress behind me, so it doesn't bother me except for in those instances. Okay, next is banking hours. There have been many times, not in the last year, before that, there were many times when I would be out clubbing in Osaka and it maybe gets to like 2 a.m. or something like that and I'm just kind of like, I'm done, I'm over this. Let's get a taxi home. So I'll go to a combini because they're 24/7 and they all have ATMs and I'll take some cash out. And there is an ATM, it's open, it's available, but it's after midnight. And can I take cash out? No, you best believe I can't. It doesn't matter if you have access to an ATM, the banks have set times you are allowed to withdraw money. And I hate it. I hate it a lot. I'm gonna say I hate that more than the Japanese winter because if that happens and I'm stuck in Osaka for a few hours, I don't want it to be that cold. Have you guys ever been in that situation? Comment below if you have. Like, don't let me suffer through this memory alone. Also, remember clubbing? That was a good time. I miss those days. Since we're talking about clubs, the next one I'm going to talk about is the cost of entry to clubs for men, specifically for men. Whenever I hit up a club in Osaka and I'm with my friends, they're paying maybe like 1,500 yen, a tenner-ish, and then I rock up and they're like, 3,000 yen please, and I'm just like, excuse you, 3,000 yen, 3,500 yen, or more even. I get that they're trying to like draw in more women so that there's a better ratio of men to women, but I'm not out here looking for a woman, so like, where is my homosexual discount?
I am gay. I am gay.
I'm gonna go as far to say that I hate it more than the Japanese winter, because I'm pretty sure the cost of entry to a club is more than it would cost for me to blast my air conditioning heat in my apartment for a week, and it's horrifically expensive, let me tell you that. Okay, the next one is something that actually really bothers me. First of all, I just want to say that I love you guys. I really love you guys. Appreciate every comment, every Instagram DM that tells me, oh, thank you for your videos and everything else. Like, I love that shit. I feel so appreciated. What I really, really hate is when subscribers or viewers or ALTs tell me this stuff on Grindr. Like, I'll just be somewhere and I'll randomly get a message on Grindr like, oh hey, love your videos, blah blah blah. It puts me in a really uncomfortable position because I feel rude for not replying because you're complimenting me. But also, we then start a dialogue in the context of a dating app, and I feel like I'm being trapped into this kind of context, this situation. And there's so many other ways you can tell me that. So I'm not gonna reply. There's one ALT. Okay, tea time. Here's some tea for you.
I'm sitting on a bad boy piece of information.
There's one ALT who has consistently messaged me on Grindr over the years. I never reply. I block their account, and I constantly get new messages from new accounts from this person. They literally have me on Facebook. Why are they not just messaging me on Facebook if they really want to try and contact me? Take the hint. I've blocked them so many times. Oh, it makes me so uncomfortable.
Why do men, why do they breathe?
Definitely, I hate that more than the Japanese winter, like for real, that makes me so uncomfortable. Okay, moving on now, and the next thing I hate about Japan is shoe shopping, because they don't make my size. I'm a UK size 13.
Your feet are kind of bag.
Even in the UK, I can struggle to find shoes, but in Japan, I tried in the first year, given up on that dream. They don't make my size. But I will say that I hate this less than the Japanese winter because I can still order shoes from ASOS, which deliver internationally free when you spend so much money. And since there is an option of some kind, fair enough, I will put it at less. However, fair warning, it's free delivery, it's not free returns. So if you order a big heavy pair of boots and they don't fit you well, it's gonna be hella expensive to return them. So be careful, friends. Okay, the next thing is very frustrating. It's teachers that talk over you. I have a few JTEs who, like, when the kids are doing activities in class, we'll walk around and help them, which is great. I love when the JTE gets in and helps the kids with me because I can't get to all of them. But eventually I need to move on because we're on a time limit and usually my lessons are quite packed, and I'll get to the front and be like, okay everybody, listen up, we're gonna go over the answers or we're gonna move on, and I'll start explaining the next activity, blah blah blah. But the JTE who's helping a student, they don't stop and they keep helping that student, just talking to them at full volume. And then everyone's kind of distracted, I can't really hear myself, I'm not gonna tell off the JTE. They go on for a long time and I'm like, this student is gonna need your help again in a minute when I say start, and she's not listened to any of the thing I've just explained because she was talking to you.
But this time, I cannot fail.
But again, I'm gonna say less than the Japanese winter because probably I could just talk to this JTE about it, but like as soon as those moments pass and then we move on with the lesson, I literally forget about it. It's only as it's happening I'm like, oh yeah. And I forget about it, so I always forget to bring it up at a later conversation, you know? Oh my god, okay, so the next one is going through the school to get anything sorted. For example, when my air conditioner broke in the summer, I went to my JTE about it, who went to the office, who asked the vice principal, and everyone's kind of just like, I see, let me ask so-and-so what to do. It's a lot of back and forth with no one actually wanting to make any decision themselves.
Oh dear, that's not good. I feel the need to say the F word now.
And especially like apartment related stuff, you kind of have to go through your school to do with anything that deals with your apartment. And anything that involves money is gonna take a long time to get sorted, and I'm just like, why is this such a palaver? Palaver's a good word. I like that word. I'm gonna say I hate this more purely because it's so triggering of how long it took me to get my air conditioning sorted. So the next thing is, basically when you go to school, you need an indoor pair of shoes separate from the shoes that you go to school in, which I knew going into it, that's fine, I have those, great. But on top of that, whenever you go to the gym hall, you need an additional pair of shoes just to wear in the gym.
I think you have too many shoes.
Shut up!
I think you have too many shoes.
Shut up!
Stupid boy.
I only ever go in there a handful of times in the year for ceremonies and stuff, and like, in most cases this wouldn't be a problem. But as I stated earlier, I really struggle to find shoes in Japan. I don't want to be ordering shoes online to be shipped internationally just to wear 4 or 5 times in a year. However, again, I'm gonna say I hate this less than the Japanese winter because, again, I do still have a way to get shoes, and I will eventually be able to use them for other stuff, I guess. When I leave Japan, I can take them with me because they'll be brand new. I don't like spending that kind of money. Okay, next. Finally, the last one, and probably the most obvious one, is a lack of central heating or any kind of insulation in the majority of buildings in Japan. Because for this reason, it makes the winter feel so damn cold. I actually don't think it's any colder than it gets in Scotland, but when indoors feels colder than outdoors when you're not wearing all your layers, that's not a good time.
This castle is in unacceptable condition!
And I don't want to have my aircon heating on 24/7 because it's so expensive, you guys. It's so expensive because it has to use so much power to heat the room since it's so damn cold and all the heat just escapes like that. I heard before it's to prevent explosions and stuff during earthquakes, and if that's true, that's valid. But I still hate it, and of course I hate it more than the Japanese winter, because if it were not for this being a thing in Japanese apartments, then the Japanese winter would not be a problem. Okay, finished. Complete rant over. Yes, my hate is purged. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling positive now for 2021, although I'm still gonna stay somewhat pessimistic. So I'm moderately excited for the year. Could you guys relate to any of the things I hate? Do you agree or disagree, or just what do you think? Comment below. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to like it. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more content about my life in Japan on the JET program. Check out my Patreon for a bunch of extras, or if you want an extra way to support me, link in the description below. And I will see you guys next time. Bye bye!